sand and serenity. As soon as one hears these three words, the beautiful sight conjured up in the mind is Goa. Since long, this littoral state in the western region of our country has been one of the favorite destinations of not only Indians but foreign tourists as well. Along with its natural beauty, Goa has also preserved its interesting history for centuries. It has been an important sea trade center since ancient times. Thus, some parts of its interesting history are dedicated to the Indian Customs Department. Recently, another component was added to it in the form of this Museum of Indian Customs and GST Department, Dharohar. Many countries, including the UK, Austria, France and Germany, already have customs museums. Even there is an organization of International Customs Museum, IACM. Many departments in India, like the railways and the police, have their own special museums which inspire and promote awareness among general public regarding the role played by their departments in public life. The decision to set up a customs museum in Goa has a very interesting and historic reason. The blue building in which this museum has been established was built around 1600 AD, and since then it has been in possession of the Customs Department. It is one of the oldest buildings in possession of the department in the whole country. The Indian Customs and Central Excise Department inherited it from the Portuguese Customs Department in December 1961. Being a typical example of Portuguese architecture, it was not only the headquarters of the Customs Department of the Portuguese government, but it has also been the office of the Indian Customs and Central Excise Goa until recently. It would be pertinent to mention here that even though this building has been in use for more than 400 years, over time it has seen many changes in colors. The blue building has seen 3 colors so far. Initially it was painted yellow. After Goa's merger with India, it was painted white, and after the year 2000, it was painted in blue to commemorate the indigo trade. Hope you remember the Champaran Satyagraha, which was the first Satyagraha under the leadership of Gandhi in favor of those farmers who were forced by British landlords to cultivate indigo. Later, this spark transformed into a great flame of freedom struggle. The building also houses the Chapel of Saint Anthony, which is open for prayers to all during the museum hours. The rich history of the building is inscribed on its portal. It has an inscription in Portuguese: Genio restaurador lavante altevo morta, indentio do commercio ao livro, which roughly translates as further glorifying the talent born in world trade. Situated in the heart of the capital city of Panaji, the heritage treasured in this building in charming blue color truly reveals the challenging and exciting aspects of the department that are usually unknown to the public. The oil paintings on the walls of the building by an official of the department adds to the attraction of the museum. A new gallery was constructed in this museum to cherish the memories of the historical step like GST. It displays the golden transformational moments of introduction of the GST. And as a result, this unique museum was dedicated to the nation under the name Dharohar by Honorable Union Finance Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji in an elaborate program on June 11, 2022. On the first floor of this unique museum, you are exposed to the familiar red and green channels of the Indian customs on the land, air, and sea borders. Moving on, the introductory gallery displays the information about the department and the museum on the left. And the right side displays 11th to 12th century Nataraja statue seized by the department from Kolkata port in 1973. And also, replicas of the extremely rare Amin pillars of 2nd century BC. These replicas also carry interesting information on their history and ways of checking smuggling. The first gallery to come after this is the history of taxation. This explains in detail the taxation systems of the medieval era of Indian history, the Mughal era, as well as the evolution of the taxation system prevalent from the colonial period to the current times. On the other hand, it also briefly describes the contribution of the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs to the development of independent India. One of its main attractions is the ancient manuscript Ain-e-Akbari, handwritten in the Persian language, which was confiscated by the officials of the Indian Customs on the Indo-Nepal border with Bihar. This valuable heritage of history is kept in a digital box with a touch panel, using which the visitors can digitally turn pages of this manuscript, which is a unique experience in itself. Also present in this gallery is a blue wall depicting the history of the blue building of the museum from the time of the Portuguese Empire to the present day. The next gallery of the museum is Guardians of Our Economic Frontier, Battle of Wits, which actually showcases the centuries-long, never-ending battle of mind between customs officers and smugglers. It gives details of how our brave and smart custom officers work to stop smuggling by discovering new and unique tricks of the smugglers. Here, you will get to see many interesting stories and information related to them. As you move through this gallery, you enter the first section of the Guardians of Our Art and Heritage Gallery. As evident from the name of the gallery, it shows many such artifacts of Indian antiquity, which not only show the historical splendor of India, but also let us have a glimpse of the ancient culture of our country. This gallery also exhibits artifacts made of various materials, including metal, stone, and wood, reflecting the diversity in our collection of ancient heritage. The artifacts displayed here were seized by the Customs Department. Main attractions in this gallery include about 1,000 years old idols of Kartikeya and Ganesha with goddess Parvati in quadrilateral form, and ancient Surya idols confiscated by the department at different times and places. The attraction of this gallery continues on the 2nd floor of the museum. A wonderful collection of many valuables, including ancient coins and currencies, exquisite objects made of ivory, silver and jade jewelry, wooden framed Quran, astronomical clock, metallic astronomical map, and many other valuables recovered from smugglers will amaze you. The picture walls in the gallery also catch everyone's attention for their amusing way of displaying information. Not only this, reflecting the rapid move towards digitization of the department, modern touch kiosks have also been installed in the gallery, so that the visitors could easily get the relevant information. The next part of the museum is the gallery, Guardians of Our Flora and Fauna. Our country holds an important place in the world as a natural habitat of a wide variety of flora and fauna. This also leads to the threat of smuggling of these natural resources. The Indian Customs Department has been playing a very important role in preventing it. Items displayed in this gallery, such as valuable tusks of Afro-Asian elephants, skins of wild animals on the verge of extinction, and products made thereof reflect the readiness of the department to conserve our natural heritage. The next gallery of the museum is Custodians of Our Social Well-being, which showcases the work done by the narcotics wing of the department in the prevention of drug trafficking through various attractive dioramas and display panels. On the other hand, it also gives information about use of these products for society and human welfare through controlled operation and proper use. The next section of the museum is named Journey of Indirect Taxes, Salt Tax to GST Gallery. This is dedicated to the interesting history of indirect taxes in the country. It has dioramas of the father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi's Dandi March, panels giving information about the Great Hedge through digital medium, and several other display panels on salt and tobacco taxation. It simultaneously explains the use of these taxes during the British period to describe the pain of oppression and oppression of Indians. That way, the gallery describes the story of the fire of freedom raging with these atrocities. Along with this, a part of this gallery shares information about the contribution of these indirect taxes to the development of the Indian economy after independence. Located in this very part is the last and most exclusive gallery of the museum, GST, Economic Integration. This is dedicated to the country's biggest tax reform ever, GST, which has ushered our country into one nation, one tax, one market regime. The diorama bringing to life the historic moments of GST launch is one of the highlights of the gallery. At the same time, you can't move forward without seeing the massive display panel showing various stages of this journey of the economic integration of India. After this gallery showing many interesting facts related to GST, you head towards the exit of the museum. On the way, you come across a digital visitor book and a souvenir shop from where you can buy mementos to cherish the memories of this unforgettable trip. Even a copy of this film is available amongst beautiful mementos here. And here comes the end of your wonderful visit to this unique museum, Dharohar, which will leave an indelible impression on your mind about the unseen and unheard of exploits of the Customs and Indirect Taxes Department of our country.